Right behind me, I've got the 2025 Ford F-450 Lariat. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Jason and I do reviews on vehicles here in Canada, so reviews just like this. If you love car or truck or SUV reviews, be sure to like this video and also subscribe to the channel. And also thank you to Mayfield Ford for allowing me to review this beautiful F-450 Lariat. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over the different models that you can get with the F-450s, the safety features that do come with this particular Lariat model, also the engine and towing specs, the exterior, the interior, the infotainment system, and of course the pricing. All right, so in terms of the different models that you can get with the F-450s, this includes the XL, XLT, Lariat, which you're looking at right now, King Ranch, and the Platinum. And in terms of the cab size, you can get 3 different ones, and that'll depend on the model that you do pick, but you can pick from the regular cab, super cab, or the crew cab, which this one is in. And also depending on the model and the cab size that you pick, you can also get a standard bed or the extended 8-foot bed. So now in terms of the different safety features that you do get with this F-450 Lariat, this will include the blind spot monitoring system with cross traffic alert and trailer coverage. There's also the pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking, the reverse sensing system, and because this model right here does have the optional Lariat Ultimate package, you're gonna get a bunch more safety features. I'll throw a screenshot up on the screen here so you can see exactly what you get with this package, and there's a ton of stuff in this. And I'm also going to show the window sticker on the screen right now because this truck does have the optional chrome package and the Lariat Ultimate package. All right, now in terms of what powers this beast, this does have the 6.7 liter Power Stroke V8 diesel, which produces 475 horsepower and a whopping 1,050 pound-foot of torque. Now, in terms of the conventional towing, with this one, you can tow about 30,000 pounds when equipped properly. All right, let's jump into the truck and start off in the front. Now, as I walk around the truck here, you will notice a lot of chrome on this, and that's because, like I was mentioning, this does have the chrome package. Now, it doesn't look all that bad, and you'll see that yourself when I do walk around the vehicle. Now, in the front here, this thing is just massive. It's a massive truck, obviously it's a dually, so this thing is just going to be insanely big. So down here on your bumper area, first of all, right down here you will notice the massive plastic piecing, and then you get into your chrome bumper. You do have the front safety sensors that do run across. There's also the 2 recovery hooks in the front, and you kind of have like this mini open grill area at the bottom within the bumper, and of course your LED fog lights on both of the sides. And then you just get into your grill area. I really like what they've done with this, and especially the little bits and pieces in chrome. You've got the honeycomb opening, and it's fairly large. I mean, it's not massive, but it is a good size. However, if you look at the Ford badge, I'm not sure if the video does justice, but here's my hand just for reference. This thing is massive, and you do have a front-facing camera on this as well, which is always a good thing. And then you move into these beautiful LED front lights. I love this LED light that just goes all the way around the middle lights here. And then in the center of, obviously, you do have your typical lights and the turn signal right there. Also, something unique on this with the chrome, you'll notice all of this chrome zigzagging around the lights and then around the grille area. And like I was saying, this doesn't look all that bad with chrome. Now, typically, I'm not a huge fan of chrome, but on this, it actually looks good. And you'll also notice up top here, you can't really tell in white, but if you look super closely, you also have the Super Duty engraved within the hood, and then some lines on the hood as well. Up top here, you do have your marker lights, as you can see there. And now, if you come around to the side of the truck, just look at how massive this thing is, especially with the dually setup. It's insane. Like, parking this thing, you're gonna have to look 2-3 times all in your mirrors just to make sure you're within the lines. Another optional thing that this does have added to it is the dual pane panoramic sunroof. I'll show you that inside as well, but man, in this truck, it looks very nice. Around the windows, you do have your typical body color up top, and I like how they added chrome at the bottom and not like the black rubbering. Even in the center here, there's no like black, like that flat plastic. Instead, you do get a gloss section here. As for your door handles, these are also in chrome. Your mirrors are massive on this because these are your tow mirrors. You've got the chrome up top here, and then the rest is just plastic. You've got the lights here, turn signals, all of that good stuff is there. And on the side mirrors, you also have your side mirror cameras. So there's cameras all around, and I'm going to show you that once we get inside on the touchscreen. And here's what the side mirrors look like from the front. So you got the top one and of course the bottom one. On the side of the doors here, you do have the 6.7 liter Power Stroke turbo diesel badging, and this does have the power side steps. So I really like these because when you do open the door, these do pop out very, very nice, and once the door is fully closed, they do sit nice and flush against the body here. So go ahead and close that. Now on the fender area right here, you have this massive trim piece with a lot of badging. You've got the Lariat badging, the F-450, the chromes going on, just a whole bunch of stuff adding to the look of this truck. And as for the wheels, you've got these unique chrome wheels. Really like the look of this. These are your 19.5-inch wheels. So I think it's a pretty good size on this truck, because if I do take a step back, you can see it fits perfectly. All right, let's come around to the side of the bed here. You can see the massive size again on this, and on the sides, both of the sides, you do have an extra step if you want to reach in and grab something or just hop over for whatever reason. You've also got marker lights on the back here and there as well, because this thing is popping out quite a bit, so it makes it pretty wide, as you can see. And then of course you've got the two wheel setup there, the dually. Very, very nice. And also, you'll notice the decaling here, the FX off-road decal. All right, now coming around to the rear of the truck, if I can even get this thing in frame because of how wide it is, you can really see the width of this coming back here, especially on an angle, but very nice. So on the bumper here, it's very similar to the front bumper. You've got the chromes going on, you've got the black plastic in like the top area, the middle section here, and then over there as well. More rear safety sensors. You've also got your footsteps built into the corners, which is again on both of the sides if you do want to reach in and grab something quickly. And then down here you do have your hitch and more marker lights right below the tailgate. And right by the license plate area, you do have all of your towing outlets and whatnot. And then you just move into your tailgate. Now, just like the front, I've shown you the hood area where you have the massive Super Duty letters engraved within it. Same thing back here. And then you've got another Ford badge, of course. Up by the tailgate handle, you've got a rear camera and a light. And then these pretty good looking LED rear lights. Now, they're not all that bad looking, of course. And then you have your sensor here in the center. All right, let's go ahead and open up the tailgate and see what we have back here. So to open it, obviously there's a button right there and it opens up. It is power opening or assisted opening, which is very nice. Now, once this is open, you do have kind of like this work surface. You have a little area here, and yeah, you can just put all your work stuff here, even like a measuring section right on the edge here. And you do have your built-in step. So if you just press that in, this pops out, as you can see, just like that. And you also have an assist handle. So this just pops up like that as well, and you can get in and out of the bed very easily. All right, so back here you do have the spray-in bed liner, which I'm a huge fan of on any truck. It's a must-have. You've got all of your sections here for your gooseneck, fifth wheel, all that good stuff, and of course all of your hooks or box link stuff on the corners. You've also got the LED bed lighting in this, which is great. And then down here you do have more outlets, and then another one right there. And here's another look at how massive this 8-foot bed is. You can literally fit anything in here. All right, also on the rear glass area, you do have your power sliding rear window in the center there. And if you look at the very top there by the light area, you do have a bed camera. All right, let's jump inside in the rear and take a look at what this thing has to offer. So as you can see, it's an all black interior. However, there are bits and pieces that do stand out. Now, starting at the bottom here, you do have a generous amount of space. You've got your water bottle spot, and then this unique aluminum plating for your Bang & Olufsen sound system that this thing does have. There's also more space in the center here. And then here you have some soft touch material with kind of like this dark gray contrast stitching, which continues up here as well. And then this unique trimming, which is also like this hard, soft material, but it has this nice texture to it. So I really like that contrast between like the plain here and the plastic here. This stands out, and then of course you have your beautiful trim right here. Very, very nicely done. And another water bottle spot here. And even this trim right here is in kind of like this granite gray color. Now let's check out the rear seats. You've got the beautiful, beautiful soft seating back here. I really like the brown contrast stitching on this. Not only do you have the stitching, but even the piping, very, very nicely done, I think. And then the middle sections are perforated, even the back sections. And yeah, these seats just look very, very nice and comfortable, and they are comfortable. I'm going to show you in just a second. The outside seats, so this one and the other one, are heated, which is a bonus for your rear passengers. And if you just pull this down, you do have your rear cup holders. Also, let's go ahead and lift up the rear seats here so you can kind of get an idea of this box down here hidden away. This has a ton of room. As you can see, you can fit quite a few things: grocery bags, gym bags, tools, all of that good stuff can be tucked away underneath and just hidden away out of plain sight. So I really like that they have this. All right, you've seen the massive exterior on this truck, and I'm gonna jump in here and show you the legroom and the headroom, even though I know you're not gonna have an issue with this, but I'm gonna show you just for the sake of the video. Okay, once you're inside the truck, legroom wise, you can see tons and tons of room. Even though I'm sure this seat can be moved much further back, even then, let's say if it's up to here, I still have a good amount of legroom. Now, in terms of the headroom, no issues at all. I can move around freely, and I'm wearing a hat, and for reference, I am 5'11", so just a ton of room back here. Behind the driver and passenger seats here, I really like how there's no plastic. It's all just soft touch material. You've got the extra storage pockets on both of the seats. Now, on the rear center console area, you have two more cup holders with more chrome trimming around that. And then you just have your venting, your heated seat buttons right there, USB ports, and then down here, you do have a 120 volt outlet. All right, let's head to the front and see if it's a little bit different than the rear. The only thing I will notice up here, as soon as I open the door, is the area down here. It is much, much larger. Everything else is identical to the rear, other than, of course, your window controls, side mirror controls, and then your lock buttons, and then the driver memory seat controls. Now, another cool thing actually about the tow mirrors is that you can extend them and retract them. So there's a button right here, and if I want to extend them, I press it, and as you can see, they extend out. If I want to bring them back in, I can do that as well. Really like how you can do that, so you can kind of see more of a wider view, especially if you're towing with this thing. All right, as for the front seats, these are exactly like the rear seats. Beautiful piping in brown, the stitching, the perforated middle and bottom sections, very, very nicely done. And not only do these front seats come heated, but they're also ventilated, which is a plus. And if you do want to adjust them, well, all of your controls are right on the side here. And here is what the panoramic sunroof looks like in this. Very, very nice. And then underneath, you just got your handy dandy foot pedals. Right on the corner here is your hood latch release. Moving further up here, you got your electronic parking brake and then your power pedal adjustment. So you can adjust these, which is super, super convenient. Moving up here, you've got your bed light at the top with the camera I shown you. Here is also your tailgate open, your exterior lighting, cluster dimmers, and then your side mirror lights. And even around the vent. Now this is something very, very small, but I love this kind of like this brushed aluminum look on this. You got the chrome here with the US flag. And this trimming, the brushed aluminum type trimming, continues all the way throughout the dashboard, which is very, very nice. And as for the steering wheel, this is manual adjustable. All right, so when the vehicle is locked and the doors are closed, when you do open the door, you are gonna have this animation that plays, which is very unique, and I really like the graphics. And even on the touchscreen, you got the Ford badging right there. Not only that, when you do close the door and start up the truck, you get your typical built Ford Tough animation here. Another animation there. Even when you turn off the truck, you have this animation here. But yeah, really like all of the graphics that this has. Yeah, I think it's super unique. And not only do you have the nice graphic when you start up the truck right on your digital cluster, but take a look at this. You do have a heads-up display, so when I do start this up, you are gonna see it right there. Very cool, especially in the heads-up display. You really don't see that on vehicles. It's just typically on the cluster area, so that's a nice touch. Now, when you do enter inside, your whole dashboard is in plastic, other than like this little area here, which is kind of like hard plastic, but it's kind of squishy. And then you have this very smooth trim right here. You've got the speaker here in the pillar in the corner there. You've got one in the center here, and same thing over there. And like I was just showing you, you do have the nice heads-up display. Always my favorite thing to have in any vehicle. And then you move into your 12-inch fully digital cluster area. I really like all of the graphics, everything on the detail side. They've done a very good job. Like, look at the RPM and the speed section. It reminds me of Gears. So you see here the main menu popped up, and I can just go through a ton of information that I can view in front of me. Not only that, but let's go back to the top here under My View. So it's gonna bring up this section here for your driver assistance. And if I just press the down arrow, by the way, I'm controlling it all through here on the steering wheel. So if I just keep going down, I can just view even more things, which I really like. And as for the steering wheel, you have more of the soft touch material, and also the steering wheel does come heated. Even down here, you have more of the gray trimming, and then the same trimming that you saw here around the venting, you have it right here as well. And then of course, another Ford badge. On the left side here, you do have a bunch of controls. So here you're gonna find all of your cruise control settings, follow distance, lane keep, volume, and Bluetooth. And the other side will have your cluster controls, your phone controls, and the seek controls. Now behind the steering wheel on the left side, you are gonna have your wiper controls, high beams, and indicators. And since this is a diesel engine, you are gonna have your shifter on the side here. So no shifter in the center, which I really like because it gives a nice open look here, and you just have a ton of room. Now, if you move over to the center armrest area, you've got more soft touch material, more of the contrast stitching, and opening this up, you have this tray that does pop out, so you can definitely utilize this. But if you don't want to, you have a ton of room inside here and 2 more USB ports. Now, before I touch on the center console here, I just want to point out this right here. You have more of the nice smooth trimming, kind of like what I've shown you on the dashboard here. So you have it here as well. And you have a storage spot on the side here, and it's gonna be the same thing on the passenger side. All right, now on the center console itself, you have this beautiful, beautiful trimming, and not sure if you can see, but it has this texture, very nicely done. I love the chrome on both of the sides. And then here, typically where you would have your shifter, you have a ton of room, and then your cup holders. And then you have this thing here. So if I just move this over, I have 2 more spots for a cup holder. So I have 4 cup holders here. Very, very nice. And then you have some space right here. So maybe you can put like a small little tablet, your wallet, phone, small little things you can tuck away in here. And then you have this area. So you have more of the nice trimming, more of the chrome. And opening this up, you do have a storage spot in there. Not only that, but you do have a wireless charging area for your phone and more USB ports. All right, now when you move into this section, there are a bunch of things here. So let's start off on the left side. Here you have all of your different modes. You got your drive modes, you got your 2 high, 4 high, all that good stuff. So you can flick through all of those. You've got your trailer brake controller here. And then right above here, beside the touchscreen, you do have your Pro trailer controls. Over here, you do have all of these controls, which are your heating and cooling temperature controls. You got the heated steering wheel control, heated seat and vented seat controls, and then for the passenger side as well. And then on the right side, you got a 12-volt socket and another 120-volt outlet. And then these controls here are all for your touchscreen. And then you have your camera buttons, hazards, and traction control. So I want to quickly show you the cameras before I forget to show you. So this is what it looks like. You've got the bird's eye view, the top view, and then here is your front-facing camera. If I just press this here, there's a bunch that pop up, so I can see a full screen for the front, or I can also see a wider view, a panoramic view of the front. And then here I have the bed camera, which I was showing you at the top. And then if I click it again, here's the standard rear camera. You've also got the hitch camera. And then here are your side mirror cameras facing the rear. And then if you see this little one here, it's not gonna work right now because I'm not connected to a trailer, but that's what that is. Well, since you already saw the screen, here it is. This is your 12-inch touchscreen. I really like the layout on this because it's super, super simple to use. You got the main screen here and then like a mini screen here. So you can view different types of information on both of them at the same time. And here are all of the different menus that you can go through. The first menu you're automatically in is the audio section. So this will obviously be your AM, FM, Sirius XM, Bluetooth, and all that good stuff. Next is the phone section once you do have it paired. Next is the built-in navigation system here. The next tab here is your favorite section. So you can customize these if you are using certain things often. You can definitely place them in your favorites. Next is your apps section. So here you're gonna find your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and basically find mobile apps and other stuff. Next is the settings section. This is typical on like any vehicle. So yeah, you can go through all of this and customize it to your liking as well. And then finally, you have your features section. There's the, I think, most important things here. So you have your first one, which is your driver assistance stuff. This is all your safety features. You can turn them on, off, adjust them however you like. If we head back, you've also got your running boards. So from here, you can do the approach detection. So once it detects that you're coming close, you can have it turned on and they come out automatically, or you can just turn it off. Running board modes, you can do auto, out, all the time, off, or auto timer. If we head back, next is the zone lighting. So I've shown you the lights on the side mirrors and by the tailgate handle area. So that is actually, once you do turn this on, I can turn on one area at a time, as you can see, or everything all on at once, which is pretty neat. If we head back, next is the towing section. So you got your connection checklist, you can add a trailer, and you can just manage all these other options here. Heading back, only other thing left here is your owner's manual. Now heading to the little small screen here, as you can see, if I just flick through the little arrows, I can go through different things, but if I click this here, I can actually swipe through different things and view them here. And then right above the screen, you have these two buttons right here. So if I press the first one here, this is your engine brake. So yeah, you can turn it on or off from there. And then the next one, which is typical on like all vehicles, if it focuses, is your hill descent control. And if you look on the dashboard where the middle speaker was, you do have a little bit more room for maybe more wallets or something, but yeah, you have that space there as well. Now up top, you do have your typical rear view mirror, and then moving further up, you do have 6 auxiliary switches, so you can attach different accessories and whatnot and definitely utilize this. Here is where you put your sunglasses. You have your rear power sliding window control, your sunroof controls, sunshade controls, and then interior lights. Here's the key fob and what it looks like for the F450, just your typical Ford key. All right, let's come around to the passenger side and let me show you what you have on this side. So you have a very unique area here with the nice smooth trimming here, and then it also says Super Duty along the bottom right there. So this can actually open up by just pressing this. So you kind of have like this extra bit of storage area, or even a hidden area if you want to call it that. And then down here, you have your typical glove compartment space. And here is the window sticker for this truck. The MSRP that you see is in Canadian dollars. Well, that does it for the review on this 2025 Ford F-450 Lariat. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this beast.